In talking about the National Convention, it would be terribly unfair if we mentioned the weather. It was, so just forget about the weather and the assessment, but it was Tampa in August. It was what you would expect it to be, miserable, but that's all right. Well-run convention, Dan first, but keeping up a family legacy. He was Lincoln County's delegate who won his election last March at the county convention. In 4 years, Uinta County will get the delegate and Lincoln County will get the alternate. I was there as having won National Committee Woman, so I was not part of the on the floor delegation, but I was up with the guests beating off squads, but never whole other story.
I heard from, at our last state meeting, central meeting, talk about Dan Dogstetter.
Dan was voted trooper of the delegation.
He went here. He
on a broken leg.
They mentioned you, Dan.
Yep.
Vermontland.
What did he do with two broken legs?
Yeah.
You don't want to find out.
And Marty?
Yes.
I'd like to hear that story sometime.
Okay. Okay.
She got thrown out.
No, I almost got thrown out. Oh, I did get thrown out of the media center, but that was all right. No, I didn't do anything of which you have to be ashamed. I was very good. I was very good. The controversy at the National Convention had to do with one lawyer in Washington, D.C. named Ben Ginsberg. He heard that Ron Paul had enough states to put his name into nomination, according to the RNC bylaws, rules. And so he set about changing the rules. Instead of 5 states to nominate, you needed 8 states to nominate. So Ron Paul did not get nominated. There was some hanky-panky about trying to bind all the delegates to the presumed nominee. That went down in flames, thank heaven. Wyoming wasn't going to stand for it, for one thing. Wyoming cast 28 votes for Mitt Romney and 1 vote for Ron Paul. Charles Brother is responsible for that. Let's hear it for a little diversity. Okay. Big Ken. But Ron Paul got 190 votes in the roll call of the states. Not a threat, and yet we brought down the hammer on his organization and his supporters, and I think it's only to our detriment, to the Republican Party's detriment, that they pulled this off. And I'm very upset. It was completely unnecessary and just generated a lot of ill will toward the RNC.
So somebody described the Texas delegation as showing up with 30 Ron Paul delegates and going home with 300.
Yeah. No, it was unnecessary, and
we don't want to see that on the state level. No. We are an inclusive party, you guys. And here's an interesting thing.
Oh, you won't see it in Wyoming.
No, but you know, here's an interesting thing. I was talking to someone. June, we had this conversation. Wyoming is, in particular, is at a crossroads here now. Everything's Republican. We really don't have an enemy, so to speak. I mean, like the Democrat Party. So, I mean, they're pretty marginal. So now we feel freer to disperse, and now we have the Country Party and the Libertarian Party and what other Constitution Party. You know, so they're splitting off. And you guys, all their issues are our issues. We all have the same issues, but they're splitting off because there's no big common enemy that we have to face here. So let's be inclusive here. Everybody thinks like we do. They just have different ways of getting to the same issues, the same results. Margaret.
If we want to stay a grassroots party and not have the top trying to control things, then the grassroots, bring your voice, contribute, participate, and move that party toward your views.
I agree.
It's going to be slow, but be patient. But when you get a candidate, unite. That is absolutely necessary. Or it will turn into top-down, which they tried to do
Yes.
in Tampa. So you've got to unite behind your candidate. You cannot split your votes, or the Democrats will win.
They will. And I must say, Marty is our new National Committee woman, and let me tell you, she won that against Barbara Cuban at the state convention because of the Ron Paulers.
It's true.
And it was absolutely true. Call your vote to what John
Oh, after I won National Committee Woman, John Barrasso called me a couple days later and said, Marty, that was an astonishing victory. That's the word he used. And he said, how did you do it? And I said, well, I'm fluent in Tea Party and I speak a little Ron Paul. And he said, well, maybe I should follow you around, and because he puts his pants on one leg at a time just like I do, I said, you could do worse.
So the point is, Marty's our new National Committee woman. She will go back to the National Party, and she will carry this philosophy with her. And believe me, you know Marty.
Yes.
She'll do it.
Not
She will
shy,
fight
for sure.
for inclusion, not exclusion. We don't need any litmus tests and all that.
Right.
We all breathe the same fundamentals.
And I've been dumb all my life. I know nothing about the party, so I get so excited when I learn these things. But the Marty is one of 100. It's like the Senate. There's 2 from every state.
3.
3 from every state. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's 150.
150.
150. But it's 3 from every state. So Wyoming has as big a voice as New York.
Yep.
And our voice is Marty. Hello, from Starlight.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin.
Let's go, Kevin.
So she puts us on the map. Wyoming's on the map. We don't have to think we're just out there and don't have a voice. We do. And we need to spread that news to our people, because we tend to think we're just little tiny Mission County, we're just little tiny Star Valley. No, because of the structure, we have as much voice as anybody.
That's right.
Actually more, because we can talk to her.
That's right. That's right.
That's the point. And you guys, we're always open. Call it.
Dan, you want to say anything about the convention? You went to all the rock concerts afterwards. I went home to bed. You partied till 3 in the morning.
We got 5 minutes to top the hour, and we said 2 hours, we still have a lot of business.
Okay.
That's enough about the orange.
All right, Dan didn't want to. All right, let's see here. Now, next we're going to move on.